Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United news as we discuss the Glazers finally accepting that a full sale of Manchester United is the only solution in the next couple of weeks. There's been talk of investment, there's been desperation over the last 2 years from the Glazers to try and get somebody to pump the money in so that they can stay in control. But it's been confirmed, it's been discussed. It's now coming out this evening that the Glazers are accepting a full sale of Manchester United. Let the battle commence. We'll talk about that in more depth. Lots of other things to talk about as well. Also got a very bit of it. You might have seen it on socials, some of you, but a very big, exciting bit of news that we're going to deliver for you in a few minutes' time as well. Lots to get involved with. But I think just before we dive into it deep, I do think this is significant. I mean, I think it puts a lot of minds at rest that the Glazers are going to move on. They're going to make a lot of money out of this. It's not, I mean, it's a logical decision, but it's a decision that some people thought might not happen, that they might just go for investment. But they'll make a lot of money out of it. But basically, nobody will buy the club with the Glazers staying because they know it is a shit show and they'd get a load of trouble. Before we get into all that, though, I'm wearing my Boohoo Man hoodie, as you can see, and that means it's going to be a bit of Man United trivia. But Boohoo Man is all about looking good and feeling great. And as we start the new year, there is no better time to kit yourself out with some Boohoo Man activewear for the gym, five-a-side, running around, or just chilling in a hoodie and a pair of tracksuit bottoms, playing a bit of FIFA, watching a bit of telly in front of a fire, or not a fire. And because Boohoo Man is sponsoring the show, it means it's time for some football trivia. This week we're seeing if you guys can guess which United player Boohoo Man are talking about from the below clues. So here we go. Get ready. I was born on the 31st of October, 1997 in Manchester, England. I know it, Halloween. I know this straight away. During my playing career, I've played 224 games for Manchester United, scoring 68 goals. I made my United debut in the Europa League against Danish club Midtjylland, scoring 2 goals after being included in the game due to club injury crisis. During my United career, I've won the FA Cup, the League Cup and the Europa League. And this season, I'm Manchester United's top scorer. Who am I? Who am I? I knew it. I can't see who it is because I have to scroll down. I knew the answer to that as soon as I read the date of birth. And I don't normally know players' date of birth, but I know Marcus Rashford's born on Halloween. So it's not Nanny Jack Birtles. It is, of course, Marcus Rashford. Of course it is. And as always, Boohoo Man have given United Stand a discount for the viewers, for you, by scanning the QR code next to me on your camera phone or clicking the link in the description and using the code Goldbridge, you can get an extra 10% off all Boohoo Man items, excluding certain sale items. Thank you very much to Boohoo Man. Get yourself kitted out, reasonably priced. You get the extra discount as well. Fantastic items, and really, really grateful to Boohoo Man, because they always want to integrate with you lot and they do stuff around United, which is great. Right, we're going to get into the show. We're going to talk about this story that is coming out about the Glazers tonight on the United Stand. We're going to be diving into this. I mean, I said this morning I'm getting a little bit bored of the United sale talk, but this is something significant. This is something that's new. And here we go. So this is coming in from Mike Keegan, but there's a few people talking about it. It's pretty widespread in the industry this evening, because what's happening with the sale of Manchester United is a lot of people are declaring their interest, which we'll talk about in a minute. But also with people declaring their interest, more and more information is coming out about what's going on. So for the first month of this, when it was announced that United were up for sale, it was all speculation. Is it Amazon? Is it Oil Me Up? Is it Sir Jim? Nobody really had any details. But now that people like Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos and other people are starting to declare their interest, that means more details are coming out. And obviously when they declare their interest, they sign these disclosure orders, but ultimately information still comes out. Everybody who's interested in buying Man United at the moment, whether it's Sir Jim, Dubai, wherever, nobody is saying we're investing to keep the Glazers in. Everybody wants a full sale. So this is it. Those interested in... Is it on the screen? I don't know. Why is it not on the screen here? I'm a little bit confused here. Okay, let's get it going. Here we go. Those interested in buying Manchester United have signed confidentiality clauses and have been provided with access to the club's financials. It's understood that the matter will move to a more formal stage in the next 3 to 4 weeks. But this is the most important part. Manchester United's search for investment is likely to result in the full sale of the club. Early indications are a full-blown buyout is more appealing to those who have so far registered an interest. And this is exactly what I was talking about. So everybody who's expressed an interest in buying Manchester United so far, none of them are coming in and saying, we'll give you 3 billion and you can stay in charge with 60%. We'll give you 3 billion for 40%. No one's coming in and doing that. Everybody's coming in and saying, look, we want the full club. That's what we want. And that is why the Glazers are sort of backed up against the wall. Because for the last 2 years, they have been looking for investment and nobody will do it. Or those people who've expressed an interest have backed off very quickly when they've seen how the Glazers are held with such disdain by the fan base. And they know that it would be bad for them if they did it. Everton's up for sale. Oh, God. Be careful. Hey, be careful. Everton, we've missed the chance now. Oh, bloody hell. Forget Dubai, forget Sir Jim, forget Apple. They'll all be off to Everton now. No one's going to want to buy us. Jog on. Red lighting is fire, says Just Keeping. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nice. Always nice to get a bit of feedback. And also, while the cost is heavy for those who have expressed an interest, Manchester United's global appeal is seen as highly attractive. Their view throughout the business world is that the club's vast fan base, which they say is in excess of 1 billion, remains relatively untapped. And look, from a business point of view, they're completely right. Look, if I wanted to buy Manchester United and I was a businessman, there's many things I know that I could make a lot of money from very, very quickly. I would be pushing like a cow giving birth if I was in charge of Manchester United. I'd be pushing like a cow giving birth to try and get these virtual season tickets. We have this ridiculous situation in the UK where you can't watch a lot of Man United games even though you're willing to pay for it. And I know it's a bit different around the world, but that is a massive money earner, and we've got such a massive fan base. Imagine if a Man United fan could pay £100 per year to watch every single Manchester United game through MUTV or whatever, or not even MUTV, through Amazon or Apple or something like that. That's got to come in. That's got to come in, and that's a huge financial input. So things like that straight away, and that's not manipulating your fan base. That's not being what the Glazers have been for 17 years. Oh, let's get this sponsor, let's get that sponsor, let's do this, let's take dividends out. People coming in who know how to run a football club and want to financialise it to make the football club run better. That's what we want. And there are, that virtual season ticket thing it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. There's many other things we could do as well. But who knew? Slow Sports News. Manchester United are a really untapped resource. I mean, look at the bloody stadium. The Glazers are business people who bought us to bleed us. We're not making money. The Richard Arnolds of this world and the Ed Woodwards of this world, they talk about we can do anything. They talk about how great we are, but ultimately it was always just a vehicle to make the Glazers money. Super chat here from Hello Mark. How would you feel about Sir Jim takeover? For me, it'd be fantastic. He would hire the correct footballing people and actually invest, says Plantain. I mean, I don't know. If the vision is the one in your head, I like it, but we don't know what the vision is yet. The well is dry is the only reason. On-field performance has affected revenue. More than 900 million paid in interest makes me sick, says TJ. And Andrew E has just gifted 5 United Stand memberships. Oh shit, I forgot. I've got just take this as a sort of interlude, because I want to talk about Weston McKennie going to Leeds as well. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting that United aren't doing that. Also, Melissa Reddy on Sky has been talking about what United are going to do around strikers. I should have done this right near the start. Apologies. I've got to get it up on the screen. Here we go. Here it comes. Get ready for this. So, it's happening. Manchester United, not Manchester United, the United Stand is going on tour for the first time ever. COVID killed this. We actually had our first live show planned in Dublin in March, the year that COVID hit. So we're doing it. It's been 3 years in the making, this, but we've got 3, to mark the fact that it's taken its 3 years, we've got 3 venues, and it's only the beginning. South Africa, India, America, Norway, anyone that wants us, we will be coming. But this is the first 3. Now, we did one in London, actually. We did a meet and greet in London a few years ago. But this is the one. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one. Manchester United. Sorry, why do I keep saying Manchester United? The United Stand is going on tour, live show. 3 shows we're doing. 1 in Dublin, 1 in Manchester, 1 in London. Those tickets are out on Friday. I've had loads of people messaging me. I'm not going to sort you out with the link before Friday. However, what we are doing is if you are a member, you will have 48 hours from tomorrow morning until Friday morning access to buy tickets. And I think, you know, as a member of the channel, I think that's fair. So you will have that first, and then it will go out general on Friday. And when they're gone, they're gone. So really excited. We've got some really good ideas for what we're going to do on that live show. It's not just, I'm not just bringing my desk and my green screen and going, hello, it's the United Stand. It will be a couple of hours. We've got loads of stuff sorted, and really excited about it. And when we did the London one, people flew in from bloody America and all sorts. So make a trip out of it. Really looking forward to it, really excited. And we will be arranging stuff, you know, either before or after, where you can have a little meet and greet and a bit of a pint and a drink and stuff like that. So if you want to do that. Glazers have been exposed as bad business people. So yeah, it's out on Friday for general consumption. Members, you'll get the link tomorrow morning, and you'll have 2 days if you want to get involved. And it's on the international break as well, which is great because we don't have to worry about it clashing with United games. Glazers have been exposed as bad business people, and everyone knows it. Hope the future owners understand sporting success leads to business success, says Wang. If it was up to you, Mark, when it comes to Old Trafford, would you invest in improving what we've got or build a brand new stadium from scratch, says David. I'm 100% renovate what we've got. I don't want to move from Old Trafford, but I respect people who want to do that, but for me, no. India next, Mark. India next. Would really love to meet you, says Sahil. Yep. And hi, Mark. Hopefully we will see you in United Stand Sweden in the near future, says Gabrielle. Well, you know what? We just want to get up and get out. You know, I've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, obviously we're going to be in America in the summer anyway. So people say come to America. Well, maybe we can sort out an evening or two when we're in America to do a couple of shows there, because we're going to come for the tour anyway. TJ, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. And Liam as well. Thank you very much. Sweden would be great. Norway would be great. I think we've got big fans, Man United fan bases there. Shannon, welcome to the Members Club. So let's get back on track what we were talking about. Oh, I just wanted to talk about this as well. Have you seen what Fabrizio Romano has said about Leeds and Weston McKennie? Juventus midfielder. Oh, shock horror. What a surprise. People are moving for Juventus players. Weston McKennie to bloody Leeds. Leeds. Now, I don't know how much they're going to pay for him, but he's half decent. Like, I'm not saying he's not better than Casemiro, but he's definitely better than McTominay. I mean, why would you not be looking at doing something like that? It's so annoying. It's so annoying. John Walker, welcome to the Members Club. We need owners that care about this football club. They need to invest massively in all aspects. I love the show, Mark, says Ahmad. Yeah, so Tala says Weston McKennie ain't it. But no. Look, somebody said Dan Juma to Spurs as well. Look, you can't sit there and honestly say with a straight face, I don't want Weston McKennie, he's not all that. I don't want Dan Juma, he's not all that. We've got Wout Weghorst. We've got Wout Weghorst up front. This January transfer window it's not about being all that. You know, admittedly, I would have loved João Felix. I would have loved Enzo Fernandez. I would have loved Gakpo. This transfer window is about Wout Weghorst. And when you're in Wout Weghorst category, then Weston McKennie becomes a very good option. Dan Juma becomes a very good option. There are good players. There are players, they're not ideal, but they're certainly players that when you've got no Donny van der Beek and Scott McTominay's your backup to Casemiro, there are players out there that are better than that. They're definitely better than an injured Donny and McTominay. Ayush, welcome to the Members Club. So I think we should be looking at these. As every club's executive smarter than United, says Stephen Rossi. I genuinely was speaking to somebody last week within Manchester United, and I was saying, what's going on with transfers? And they said, well, we don't really know, but at the end of the day, you know, they might pull something out in the last week, or they might just be sat doing absolutely nothing with no intention of doing anything, counting down the hours like they have in the past, so that when it's over, it's over. I mean, who knows? Dear Mark, please ignore the haters. You are en route to becoming a national treasure. Don't care who disagrees. Thank you from NJ and family, says Trader NJ. Thank you very much, mate. And Daniel, welcome to the Members Club. So let's get it back on track to what we were talking about anyway. We were talking about the full sale of Manchester United. Ollie LC, thank you. Which, you know, basically, if you've tuned in a little bit late, title of the show, Glazers full sale of United confirmed. This has been coming out basically this afternoon and this evening. Everybody who's declared an interest in buying Manchester United doesn't want to invest. They want a full sale. This is significant because Liverpool could have part sale where they still keep FSG. And there's always been that concern that the Glazers might try and cling on and, you know, sell a percentage but stay majority holders and make a shitload of money. Basically, what the Glazers would like to do is sell about 30% of the club for about $2.5 billion, pocket a good $750,000 of that for themselves, and then use the rest to build a stadium. And we wouldn't be in a much different position because they'd pocket a bit of money and then most of the rest would go on a stadium. We'd still be in debt. We'd still be shit in the transfer market. We'd still have Richard Arnold and John Murtagh. And that's basically what they wanted to do. They wanted somebody to come in and take, a percentage that was lower than their full percentage ownership, give them a few billion, build a stadium, take a bit for themselves, and then carry on as it is. And some people have been concerned about that. But you know what? In the business world and the football world, people are switched on. And only a Pratt is going to come in and give the Glazers a few billion to stay. So all these people are expressing an interest. They don't want the Glazers staying. They want a full sale. They want a full buy. And this is a significant update because it just kills off any fear that the Glazers are going to stay with an investor. Now, of course, there might be a late entry that comes in and does it. But what kind of Pratt's going to do that? You'd have to be bloody stupid to come in and think, I know, I'd love to not fully buy United, spend a shitload of money on it, prop up the Glazers, be the reason that the Glazers don't leave United. I bet that's going to go really well. I really think I'm going to make a lot of money out of this as well. Because I tell you what, even if I wasn't a football person, and remember these people will be buying Man United because it's valuable. They see the value in it. It's got a status to it. Even if I couldn't stand football and some investor said to me, you should invest in Man United. They're one of the biggest football clubs in the world. You'll make money out of it. I'd still do my due diligence and go, well, I'm quite interested in investing in Manchester United. But these Pratts who've been in charge for the last 17 years, they took a club that was really wealthy and winning stuff to a club that never wins sod all and is in major trouble. That does not sound like a good idea for me to invest in, does it? It really doesn't. It's like buying a load of cake and then giving it to... Well, that's not very nice. But you know what I mean? It's not a good investment model to say, take all my money, Glazers, because I know you've got a good track record of being successful. Nobody wants to keep the Glazers. A full sale is what everybody wants. McKennie would be perfect in a way. Development be there with his age, says Daniel Lee. Pints of Guinness on me in Dublin, Mark, says Jay. I can't wait to go back as well. It's the first time I've been back since pre-COVID. 22nd of March, isn't it? We're doing this. Everton, Mossery has just announced they're selling the club for $500 million. Do you think this is going to affect the United sale, says Dance? No. And James has just gifted 5 memberships as well. Welcome to the Members Club, Morgan James. And I hope the new owners make their intentions clear to the fans, says Fernando. They can't do that until they've got the club. They can't. It would make a little bit of sense if it was a bit of a election. At the end of the day, if it was down to us, everyone would declare their interest and everyone would tell us their plans. But it's not. It's the Glazers who are going to sell. Can I just go back to that point that was pretty good, which I sort of danced over a little bit? Everton being up for sale doesn't impact Manchester United. It doesn't. We're different. We're like Real Madrid. We're like Bayern Munich. We're like Barcelona. We're in a different category. We're Manchester United. We're Manchester United. So we won't fall into the category of, a cheaper club comes on the market, let's buy Everton. You buy Everton, you're going to get a new stadium. You buy Everton, you're going to have to do a Man City. You're going to have to build that club over 10 years because you haven't got the fan base, you haven't got the success, and you haven't got the squad. So it's going to take time. Somebody will buy Everton. Some billionaires will buy Everton. It's a fantastic club to buy. It's going to have a new stadium. But people who are interested in Man United aren't going to go, I'm not interested anymore. Everton's on the market. You get hold of Man United, you've got the fan base. You've got the status, you've got the players, you've got the manager. Man United is a stallion ready to win the Grand National. I don't know where the stallions run. I don't know where the male horses run the Grand National. It might be females. I'm not really into it. But my point is, at Man United, it will be expensive, but it's not a rebuild from top to bottom. You need to clear the board out. You need to clear recruitment out. You need to look at fitness. You need to build a stadium. You need to get all the facilities up to scratch, and you need to back the manager. It's all money. United need money, but we don't need a new manager. We don't need a massive, completely new squad. And we don't need to build brand awareness. The fans are there, ready to be, happy. Why do you think a lot of clubs are selling up, says Kevin? Because a lot of clubs are owned by people who want to make money. It's people cashing in. Make a lot of money out of Man United at the moment. Make a lot of money out of Everton at the moment. It's that's what it is. So yeah, I'm not worried about Everton. I mean, look, at the end of the day, why would we worry about Everton? Liverpool are for sale. Liverpool are more of a threat to us. I think Liverpool, you could look at Liverpool as, if you were Dubai or Sir Jim, but Sir Jim's a Man United fan, so it's different. But if you were at Amazon or Apple or bloody Dubai or Saudi Arabia or Qatar or Abu Dhabi or wherever else these billionaires are coming from, America, I think United and Liverpool is a viable argument to go which is better to go for. But we have got a massive amount of people interested in our club, and that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. Declarations of interest are coming in. There's a lot of interest from America, from various different people, consortiums, investments, billionaires. There's a lot of interest from America because there's a lot of interest from America in the Premier League, because America is very good at franchise sport, and whilst the Premier League will never be a franchise sport, it is the clear best league in the world. So there's a lot of interest from America. We know Sir Jim's expressed his interest, and there is a lot of interest from the Middle East. So it's going to be very, very interesting what happens next. And I'll go back to what was said in this article specifically, that realistically it is understood that the matter will move to a more formal stage in the next 3 to 4 weeks for those interested in buying Manchester United. So declarations of interest will be solidified, and we'll then get down to the serious bit about who is going to bid what, because there'll be quite a few people interested. Abdullah, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. And also Morgan Jones as well. We had this chat this morning about where am I toxic, why am I negative, when I'm not toxic and I'm not negative. People just use it as a reason to dislike what we do. But I did a tweet this after about lunchtime today, and I said, my major concern at the moment is not if the Glazers are going to sell Manchester United, it's when Manchester United are going to sell the Glazers. To which some people started saying, stop moaning. At the end of the day, we didn't think the Glazers were going to sell us at all, and now they are. I don't care when they go, as long as they go. And I thought, it's like having a burglar in your house, and they said, I'll be off in a minute. And then you're like, well, can you go now because I'm traumatised? Well, I'll go at some point. Oh, it doesn't matter. They said they're going to go. Let them take your TV. It doesn't matter. They're going to go at some point. I know they're holding a big baseball bat, but they're going to go at some point. It's like moaning at me for saying, I want them to go now. And again, it's just another reason for these so-called super fans to try and have a pop at fans, because I think it's actually very important when the Glazers go. I look at that and I go, I imagine Joel Glazer and Avram Glazer sat there with a big grin on their face going, is someone else interested in now? Milk it, baby, milk it. We've been milking United for 17 years. Now let's milk all this interest. It's not in their interest to be quick and sell this football club. If we sold this football club by the end of March, new owners would be in, new director of football, new CEO, plenty of time to get the players that Ten Hag wants. That's what we want. That's what I want. But that's not going to happen. The Glazers are going to sit there. All these people are going to declare an interest, and they're going to go to the Rain Group and they're going to go, right, we wanted about 6 billion. I reckon there's 7 or 8 billion here. How do we do that? And the Rain Group go, well, you've got ridiculously wealthy people trying to buy your club, and they all want it. So I think what we'll do is we'll do first bids. And then we'll be able to see what those bids are. We'll assess that for a couple of weeks. And then we'll go, right, final bids. That'll take a couple of more weeks, and then we'll assess that. And I think people need to screw their head on here that the Glazers are not interested in this sale being done so that we can get people in to make change for the summer transfer window. If they can get another billion out of it, I think they'll sell us in May. In which case, we're going to do exactly what Chelsea did. Todd Boehly was desperate to get players in, but he couldn't get into the market because he couldn't get control of the club quick enough. And they got in the market in like June. And that's why they were so all over the place, because a lot of players had gone. I mean, God, I know Haaland went to City and would have gone to City anyway, but if Chelsea had Todd Boehly 3 months earlier, do you not think he would have tried to hijack that deal? So I do think that, yeah, I completely agree. The Glazers going is what matters, but I do have genuine concerns about how long this soap opera is going to go, because it doesn't benefit me, and it doesn't benefit the buyer, and it doesn't benefit you, and it doesn't benefit Ten Hag, and it doesn't benefit next season. The only people benefiting from this being dragged out is the Glazers, and they'll drag it out for as long as they can to get the best price they can. And I'm just dropping it as a warning there. We're all riding this wave of we're going to get sold, we're going to get sold. But when are we going to get sold? And why is it going to take so long? Why are final bids not till the middle of February? How long will that be assessed for? You know, I think this could be done a lot quicker, but they're not doing it quick because they're almost leaving the gate open. Oh, we've heard that there's a massive billionaire trying to get involved, but he's just got to have a few phone calls and get a few more people involved. Hold up, let him on. Let them on. We'll wait a few more weeks. So that worries me a little bit. I'm interested in bidding to buy Everton. Can I borrow £5? Says Stephen. Very good analogy, Mark, says Andy Bell. And do you think new owners will take time to settle, and the same with the new CEOs? Will it be similar to having a new manager and need to be patient, says Rory? Welcome to Members Club Magic. You know what? One of the things I get asked a lot is, do you think the new owners will keep Richard Arnold and the staff below him? Honestly, Carl Robinson, thanks for the super chat. Carl Robinson, honestly, I think there's a very big chance that we will still keep John Murtagh as head director of football. And I still think there's a big chance that we'll keep Richard Arnold as CEO as well. I do. I don't think they should stay in the job. I don't know them. They're probably really nice people. I'm not worried about them being made redundant. They'll be bloody millionaires, and they'll get jobs elsewhere. You know, Ed Woodward won't struggle to get a job. He's left Man United. But I just have this feeling that they might end up staying. I don't know. This could run into the summer transfers, says Alan. Yeah. But the reason, I mean, look, Raj says no chance. I'm sorry, I should have clarified that. I meant this summer. I don't think we're going, because you know what, when you think about it logically, I don't think we're going to have the time. I really don't think we'll have the time. I think, you know, when this news first broke, and I'm not going to say some fans, because I'll just use myself as the example. When we first heard that United were sale in November, and they were saying that a bid, I'm pretty sure that when we heard that the club was up for sale in November, they were saying that a sale would be done by March. And I'm pretty sure, well, I know I did. I said, no way will that happen by March, unless they already know who they're selling to. Because any sale of anything doesn't happen in 2 or 3 months when you're going to go through a bidding process. And I was right, because when people were saying we'd be bought by March, they're not taking bids until mid-February. So it's impossible to have a new owner in place by mid-March. I still think April if we're lucky. But when that came out in November, my thought process was new owners March, in they come, they've got a plan, they know what CEO they want, they know what director of football they want, Richard Arnold, John Murtagh, load of other people go, load of other people come in, and then you hit April and May with Ten Hag and you start going and getting the players. I can't see that happening. I think there's going to have to be a transition. I've worked at a lot of places. I remember when I worked in Ireland, funnily enough. I worked for a company in Ireland and they got bought by a bigger company. And basically for the first 6 months, they kept everything the same to see what the issues were with the company. And then they gradually made changes to make it how they wanted it to go. That's quite a common practice. So that's what I mean. I think there's a very big chance that Richard Arnold and John Murtagh and co will still be in control of Man United in their current capacity through the summer, because I don't think transition will be frowned upon by new owners. I think they will make changes, but they probably won't have time to make it straight away. And I think and that happened at Chelsea as well, didn't it? You know, they started getting rid of people like Petr Cech and stuff as the summer went on. But the first priority will be to get players in. And to do that, they'll probably utilise what they've got. But that's the thing. Everything's going to be a rush. Everything will be a rush. They will keep the CEO for a year, says Tumbleweed. Yeah. Maybe he'll be a really good CEO without the Glazers above him restricting him. There's a theory. I've seen companies change a lot straight away as well. I hope that happens, Mark. I hope it does happen. I mean, personally, it just depends what type of ownership you end up with. Some of these owners, like Newcastle, they seem to have a bloody good idea what they want, and they come in and they make changes. But they didn't sack Steve Bruce straight away, did they? So, there's pros and cons. Personally, it's all going to come down to preference. But if I was buying the club, and I don't know I'm buying the club at the moment. No, I'm not buying the club. But if I was trying to buy Manchester United, I don't know whether I've got it yet. So what's the point in talking to, I want you to be my CEO, I want you to be my director of football, I want you to be my head of recruitment? There's no point, because I don't know whether I'm going to get it. But I would have a plan in place, definitely. And as soon as I got it, I'd be like, let's go. Let's get good. Let's get moving. Come on, let's go. So, look, I hope those things happen, because it's... The problem with Man United is not just the Glazers, is it? They are a big problem, but if you remove the Glazers, all the other problems have to be removed as well, because the Glazers cause those problems. Mark, Richard Arnold has only had one season so far, and it's been our best for a decade. Not sure we can blame him for the Woodward years, says Carl. Oh dear, Carl. Can somebody educate Carl on how long Richard Arnold's been at the club? Yeah, poor Carl. Bring in a top-notch director of football and let him fire anybody below him and get on with the football side of it, says John. I would like a director of football. I really would like a director of football that is in conflict with Erik ten Hag. Whether it's an Edwin van der Sar. I mean, I'd love Ralph Rangnick to do it. I would love that. And what I mean by conflict is, debate. If I was director of football and Erik ten Hag came up to me and said, I want Frankie de Jong this summer, I'd say, we tried to get him all last summer, Eric. Yeah, but I really, really want this player. And I'm like, I know, but we did this last summer, and we ended up spending stupid money on loads of players because we spent all summer trying to get your number one target, and then we didn't get him. And all I'm saying to you, Eric, is I'll try for De Jong, but what are your other players you want? Because I want to get them in so that I'm not paying 85 million for Anthony when I could have paid 50. And as for Frankie de Jong, what if he doesn't want to come? Oh, he does. Well, he didn't come last year, did he? What else is out there? Because I'm not going to waste my whole summer chasing a player that will stay at Barcelona. But that's the player I want. Well, I'm the director of football. You're the manager. I'll have it on my head. I'm not chasing all summer Frankie de Jong. I'm putting a deadline of June the 10th. If he doesn't make that move happen, he can stay at Barcelona. And look, that's not me not backing Erik ten Hag. That's me doing my job. My job is to back Erik ten Hag, but my job is also not to look like a complete twat at the end of August when I've spent loads of money on players I could have got for a lot cheaper. It's taking control. The director of football is in charge of the manager. Doesn't pick the team, but when it comes to recruitment, I'm in charge. And I want to support you, and I want to give you everything that you succeed, because then I succeed, then the club succeeds. But there is a point where I'll say, that's the deadline. There is also a point where you come to me and say, you want Marko Arnautovic, and I'll tell you, no. And I'll tell you the reasons why as well. So I would like a director of football like that, because I think Ten Hag would benefit from having somebody that is on his level, that can actually debate constructively with him and keep him on his toes. Better people working with better people makes a better result. Awesome to hear United Stand is going on tour. Hopefully can make it to one of the dates in England, says Paul. On another note, very frustrated by the lack of activity this window, and I can't wait for the Glazers to get out, says Paul. Yeah, well, you know what? New owners could have a prove to me why you should be here mentality, says Keena. Yeah, they could do. It's cheaper as well. People forget about that. Sacking your current CEO and bringing in a new CEO spends money that you probably don't want to spend because you've got to spend it elsewhere. So I think the dangerous thing is, forgetting the director of football role for a moment, if you've spent £6 billion buying Manchester United, the CEO is the most important role at Manchester United. They run the club for you. If you've spent £6 billion buying Man United, do you want to use the CEO that the previous people have used? You might want to bring your own man in. I'd love to be director of football, Dougie, but it's only ever going to happen on Football Manager. My My first job as owner would be to get in Rangnick, says Limbo. Well, I would, but I don't know what the relationship is between him and Eric Ten Hag. So, you know, it was an opportunity. Going to go tour on Blackpool, says Callum. We've got a few places in mind. I mean, this tour, I'm very excited about it. I've got some ideas about how I want the show to run. And, you know, I might do a little bit of segments. I want it to be interactive. You know, I want it to be a fun night. I want people to come and have a good time. And if they go well, we'll do more of them. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to do it. Can't wait. Really, really excited. As I said, those tickets will be out on Friday for general consumption. They'll be out tomorrow morning on the members section for 48 hours. So you will get first chance to get them because obviously you help and support the channel. So thank you, everybody. But we want to see you all there. We do. And I'm sure, like last time when we went to London, there will be people who fly in from Europe, the rest of the world. It's and they're in, you know, we've purposely picked those 3 places. We didn't pick Stoke. Somebody said Stoke. I said, if people fly into or travel to Stoke, what are they going to do? They're going to get a great United Stand show and then they're going to be in Stoke. Go to Manchester, come and watch United Stand, go to the Football Museum, have a look around Manchester, go to Old Trafford. London, come and watch the United Stand. You're in the capital of Europe for me. Loads of places to see. Dublin, I lived there for 3 years. It's a bloody brilliant place. Come to the United Stand. It's right on the Liffey in the centre of Dublin. You know, 3 really good places where you can come and do the United Stand, but you can make a couple of days of it or a day of it, whatever. So, yeah. But there will be other places as well. Mark, will there be special guests during the tour like Keno or others? Oh, yeah, Toro, yeah. I'm going to spend 50 grand to get Roy Keane to come for the night, yeah. Yeah, he's going to come looking like Ned Flanders. No, it's the United Stand. If you want special guests, then jog on. Mark, how expensive are the tickets, Jordan? I don't know because they're not out yet. You know, you will get negative people start moaning about. Just don't go. Just don't go. Let the people who want to come and, you know, meet each other and meet me and stuff like that. They will come. You lot moan and stay whatever you're doing. Right, let's get on with it. Let's come back to what we're talking about. A couple of super chats coming in. I've done that one. And Shaheen says, I appreciate your concerns, but the last few months have been positive on and off the field. The club is moving in the right direction. What? Carl and Shaheen. Should we do a poll? No, it would be unfair to do a poll about which one's more deluded. The club is moving in the right direction on and off the field. I worry about the general public. I worry about them. Things like that worry me. The club is moving in the right direction on and off the field. On the field, we're doing really well, but we don't really have any backup. Off the field, we're up for sale, mate. We're in debt. We've got no money. The stadium is crumbling. The infrastructure is terrible. We are not running well off the field. It's a fact. Bloody hell. Phil Jones, the special guest, says Melps. Yeah, I'd never book Phil Jones because he just wouldn't turn up, would he? 100% Zane will be there, says Tumbleweed. Well, hopefully he'll be there in London and then we can give him a... Yeah, he wouldn't dare turn up, would he? He'd get bantered. We are selling Michael Talbot. That's the obvious. You know, that's the... We're moving in the right direction by selling the club, of course we are. Yeah. Is Ricky going to be there? Look, we will be getting people involved and... I'm sure Ricky will be at least one of them, but yeah. What about I've played the game, says Rave, and I think he's referring to the sale, but that is not. I meant teams doing better and Glazers leaving as right direction, says Shaheen. Yeah, but I still think I get it. I suppose I get it, but it's not. You know, we've just lost to Arsenal. Why did we lose to Arsenal? I'm sorry. Why did we lose to Arsenal? Because I've read some right shite over the last couple of days. Oh, look at this clip of Arsenal. Oh, Arsenal this, Arsenal that. Arsenal are fantastic. I knew this. I've said it for a while. They are fantastic. But people are acting like they beat us 6-0. Arsenal beat us 3-2 with a late winner because we had nothing left in the half an hour apart from the defend. In the first half, we should have gone in 1-0, up. 50-50 possession, at the Emirates, and I think we had more shots on target. We were the better side in the first half. Wan-Bissaka lost his man, and that's why it 1-1. We should have won the first half. Second half, they won the first half. They had more possession. They were the better attacking side because we ran out of energy. So we are moving in the right direction from where we were, but I also feel the handbrake is grinding us to a halt because I think we're running out of energy. Be very interesting what happens tomorrow night, because I think if we don't get ahead in the first half, Forest will have the crowd, and I think they've got the better squad. They've not got better players, but you can have a better squad. If I'm Man United and I've got 11 better players than Forest, but they've got a more balanced squad where they can replace like for like off the bench, then they become dangerous. When I've got a really good squad, but if I take somebody off, the drop off is big, then that could be a problem for us in the second half tomorrow. If we're not winning at half time, second half could be a really awkward again, because Crystal Palace, we fell away in the second half. Arsenal, we fell away in the second half. I'm very aware he's been there for years. My point was, as chief executive, we have awful owners and Woodward's was his boss. That's all I was saying, says Carl. Thank you very much, Carl. Hi, Mark. I heard the Man United are going to buy someone from Monaco, says McDonald's. Don't know. Hi, Mark. You say Bruno, Casemiro and Eriksen is a good midfield, but you talk about a graveyard shift when they play. How can it be fixed? Says Hazib. I tell you what, that's a great question. I love those sort of questions because not necessarily the midfield, but why? I think we can all agree that playing up front for Man United, whether you're Weghorst or Martial or whoever, it is a graveyard shift. Why is it a graveyard shift to play up front for Manchester United? Why is it in 2 games against Crystal Palace and Arsenal, Weghorst has not had one good shot on goal? He's not had one chance where you go, he should have scored that. And Nketiah scored 2 goals at the weekend, and then he had a chance that De Gea saved, where really, if that falls to Weghorst or Martial, Twitter's going to break down. Because it was a good save by De Gea. It was close to his body from 6 yards out. It was a tough save to make. As I say, when you're a goalkeeper and someone shoots close to your body, you've got to move your arms and then get it out. If they shoot a metre away, you stretch, but you're stretching and you palm it away. So it was a good save by De Gea, but Nketiah should have scored. He's dead central. He's 6 yards out. He should score. Why has Weghorst not had a chance like that in 2 games for Manchester United? You tell me. Because this happens to Martial. This has happened to Martial. I know Martial's not played that much, but Martial doesn't get chances like Nketiah gets, or Tony gets, or Mitrovic gets. So it's not because it's Arsenal, and it's not because it's Man City. Spurs create chances for Harry Kane. Brentford create chances for Tony. Fulham create chances for Mitrovic. Why don't Man United create chances for their striker? And it's not Ten Hag. Don't anyone say to me it's Ten Hag. Welcome to the Members Club, Adam. It's got an Irish flag. Hopefully you'll see you in Dublin. It's not Ten Hag, because this has been going on for Rangnick, Solskjaer, and possibly Mourinho. I don't remember. But look, it's been going on for a while. Why don't we create chances? Because it happened to Cavani and it happened to Ronaldo, Dougie on his right. Why don't we create chances for our striker? I'll tell you why. We don't create chances for our striker because we don't create chances. That's it. So Rashford, Antony, Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they should be creating chances. For a player like Weghorst, his strength is obviously his physicality. So let him use it. But it's not his height. He's a good penalty box striker at a certain level. Look at his record at Wolfsburg. Look at his record at Besiktas. Weghorst scores goals if you put the ball in the box. How do you put the ball in the box? The best way to put the ball in the box is from wide. We don't put enough quality crosses into the box. Rashford can't really be criticised because he's our best player, but Rashford is looking to score. He's not looking to create. Antony isn't creating. And Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka aren't at the moment either. Bruno should be creating as well. So those 5 players have got to be more creative. I don't think it comes down to Casemiro, because Casemiro is a CDM and has still been creating goals. Eriksen maybe could do a little bit more, but we need to be more creative. And I said this morning, you take Rashford out of that team, I think we're in trouble. Because Rashford's scoring a lot of goals that are very individualistic. There's a good side to that, but there's a bad side to that. The bad side to it is we could probably do with a bit more creativity from Marcus. But the worst thing is, if he gets injured, where are these goals going to come from? Now, I like Garnacho. I think Garnacho's quite creative. And we need a little bit more than that. And that's my hope with Sancho when he comes back, because I think Sancho's creative. We just need to be more creative. I think it's not good enough that Weghorst hasn't had a good chance in 2 games. And hopefully that will change tomorrow night. Big Samps, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've seen the story of one player carrying us and then falling off. How the team goes with it, says DJ. Well, yeah, look. I think it's amazing what Marcus Rashford's doing at the moment, but it's definitely not sustainable. Marcus might think it is. Ten Hag might think it is. You might think it is. I'm telling you, it's not sustainable. Rashford's not going to keep scoring goals like he did against Arsenal for the next 5 years. Never in a million years. Because what will happen is he'll either drop off, he'll either get injured, or he'll just get marked out the game. It'll get to the point where everybody knows that Marcus Rashford is the only real threat Man United have got, and they'll mark him out of the game. They'll tribble up on him. They won't give him any space. So we've got to get more creative. The great thing about this conversation is we've got the manager knows more than we do about this, and that's something he's trying to work on. But we don't create enough chances, and I think that the football we've played under Ten Hag has been good because it's been infinitely better than what we've seen previously, but it's nowhere near what he wants to play. If you've seen Ajax under Ten Hag, I know it's a different league, and I know they can expect to dominate with 70 possession against most people in that league, but the football they play is still really good. He wants to play better football. He does want to play better football, but what he's had to do this year is build results on a strong defence. It's almost like, Solskjaer used to play a very deep line, very compact, back six, rely on a moments, win games. Ten Hag doesn't play a deep line and doesn't play compact. He lets his fullbacks go forward. He sits Casemiro as a 1 instead of a McFred 2. And he lets Varane and Martinez move up the pitch. But we still build our results on a strong defence. And we still are winning on individualism. We're on the road to becoming a better creative side. But Rome wasn't built in a day. And we've had a really good season building on the fact that we don't concede many goals, and we've become better at set pieces, and we've become better at those moments. And that's why in some games we're winning 3-0. But creativity-wise, I still think there's gears to go through. So we've got to, ultimately, you can always tell a good side by how many chances your strikers get in. Look at Haaland. I mean, Haaland, I did a video on That's Football today. I don't think Haaland should get Player of the Year. I don't. I know he's breaking all sorts of records, but he's playing in a team that's creating so many chances for him. I think if Weghorst played up front for Man City, I'm not saying he'd have scored what Haaland scored, but I bet he'd have scored 10 goals by now. Because the chances are just coming. And they're good chances as well. You can always tell a good creative side by how many chances they create for their striker. I mean, look at Darwin Núñez at Liverpool. They've not had a good season, yet he keeps missing sitters. Now, I think Darwin Núñez will come good, but you can't say that Liverpool aren't creating chances, because they are. They're not having a good season, but they are creating chances. We're having a good season, but we're not creating chances. So it's something we need to work with. I agree with your point, Mark, about the lack of crosses, but Bruno can't really be relied on crossing from the number 10. Our wingers have to do better. Yeah, I agree, Stephen. I mean, I think Bruno's having a good season. I'm not sure that Bruno and Weghorst really, it's the sort of striker that Bruno can create for unless he does drift to the wide. But the main problem in the midfield wants to hold the ball, not even Eriksen. Sancho is not back for the Forest game, Jordan. You can check the press conference from this afternoon. Harrison says, sorry, Mark, but in my opinion, this mic is a bit loud. It's too quiet. It's too loud. It's too quiet. It's too loud. I can turn it down if you want. It's very easy for me to turn it down. But how much will the Dublin gig be, says James. Mate, I'm not talking about the price. You can see it all when you go. Let's just say it's £600 and you get to have a photograph with me for 800 quid. Of course it's not. It'll be I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know, because I haven't seen what it's going to be. Because it's not for us. It's about getting out there and seeing people. So it's not going to be ridiculous to come to a really nice venue and spend 2 hours with a load of United fans, interacting with us. So, but if you don't want to go, you don't want to go. If you do want to go, you do want to go. I think they'll all be really good events, and I'm really excited about it. I think the mic is perfect, says Ryan. Yeah, because you could just turn it down, mate. You could just turn it down. It's like Devil's 58 Res. Just turn it down. What's wrong with Sancho, says Taya? I don't know. He's just not available for the game tomorrow. What's your favourite one you're looking forward to? I'm looking forward to going back to Dublin because I lived there for 3 years and I love it. And on the night of that, I'll either stay for 2 nights, one way or the other, and I'll get to go around, eat in the places I want to eat, go and have a few pints and stuff. So I've not been back to Dublin for years, so I'm looking forward to that. I love Manchester and I love London, so they'll all have their own different things. And the best one might be Manchester and London because I've done one in Dublin, and then we'll have, you learn from every show, don't you? But I'm just looking forward to do it. I'm so excited to get out and meet people and do a live show and stuff. And I might bring in bits of what I do on Going for Goldbridge, where I sort of start off with a bit of an intro and a bit of a chat, and then move into the football stuff. We've got loads of ideas, so it'll be good. And I want it to be interactive. We might get Adam with a microphone going around asking people questions. So yeah, be good. I'm looking forward to it. And hope to see as many of you there. Rob, I might be in the Hairy Lemon, but I'm not going to confirm that, because if I say I'm going to be in the Hairy Lemon, it won't be a nice quiet pint, will it? Will it be a stand-up? No. I would like to do that, but this is very much for the United Stand community, so it will be, football related, yes. We're nearly at 9 o'clock. It's been a really good show. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Don't forget, tomorrow night it's match day. Match day tomorrow night. It's Wednesday tomorrow, isn't it? So looking forward to that. Obviously, if you're a member, watch out tomorrow morning. We'll put the information out, and then on Friday it's out for everybody. And looking forward to it. Really excited about that. And good news about United, of course. Full sale is what we all want. We want the Glazers to go, and thankfully it looks like all the people who want to buy the club don't want the Glazers staying in any shape or form. And you'd have to be a prat to want that, really. What's your favourite United chant, says Ewan? You know what, to be honest with you, it's boring, but I've always loved the 12 Cantonars. I just always loved that because I like Christmas, and when you used to hear that, you'd know it was Christmas. So I've always loved that one. Yeah. Right, anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Boohoo Man. I'm in my Boohoo Man hoodie. 10% off with the code Goldbridge. Links in the description. Check it out. Fantastic range of clothing you can get for gym wear, casual wear. I love this hoodie because it's got like a thermal lining, so you can just wear it and you feel nice and snug. Man United career mode is on Twitch, Goldbridge TV. It was brilliant this afternoon. What a penalty shootout that was. We're not uploading highlights to YouTube anymore. The videos are on Twitch. You can just go on there and watch them. So if you want to watch them, just go to Goldbridge TV on Twitch, and that's where they'll be from now on. We're streamlining. Hi Mark, love the United Stand community and regularly tune in. Impressive how the channel has grown over the years. Keep up the good work, says Tusha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We've also got, I'm not going to overwhelm you. I've got something else to tell you about. I'll tell you a bit later in the week. Take care, everyone. Speak to you all in a bit. I don't care whether you think YouTube's better than Twitch. Our gaming stuff is on Twitch. That's the end of the world. That's the end of it. Not getting into a debate. Thank you. Speak to you all in a bit. Take care. Stay safe. And thanks for the show. I'm thanking myself. Thanks for tuning in.